Okay, welcome everyone. Vince the Hatman, Miss Jules Hatman at Hatman headquarters tonight.
Yes.
With our Knott's 100th anniversary sign right there.
Yep.
If you can see it. So we wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you guys about a situation that happened this weekend. We had opening weekend of Mary Farm and we had a great time. Right, Joel?
No, it was great. So much fun.
Yeah, and I want to preface this video by saying we love Knott's Berry Farm. We're wearing Knott's Berry Farm shirts here.
Absolutely.
We love Knott's Berry Farm, and we spend at least one day a week at Knott's. So this is not a video to say Knott's is all bad, and this is not a bash on Knott's video. It's just saying something that happened at Knott's that needs to be talked about, so it'll help other people, Julie.
Yeah, absolutely. We just want to get it out there.
Yeah. So we've been to Knott's this year. Your pass tells you if you're a season pass holder, or even if you're not, it tells you how many times you've been to Knott's. We've been to Knott's. This was our 79th visit this year to Knott's for Thanksgiving. So we brought Julie's mom, who is in a wheelchair, and she can't walk so at any distance. So we got in line for the Snoopy Ice Show because when we went to brunch at Amber Waves. And then we came to the park and we got in line for Snoopy's Ice Show, and we got up to the front and the associate said, "Where's your," I don't even know what he called it. He said, "Where's your pass, your special assistance pass?"
Right.
And I'm like, "What's that?" And he goes, "Oh, well, she's in a wheelchair. You have to get a special assistance pass, so I can't let you in." And I said, wow, we've come to this ice show for 10 years in a row with her. We've never had that happen. Last year either, by the way.
Yeah.
And we were just there the week before, and we got there 10 minutes before the show started, and they let us in the downstairs doors where the handicapped people go.
Right.
And I said, okay, well, where do I have to go to get that? And she said, guest services. And we know where guest services are. We know, there's one by the bakery, the Ghost Town Bakery, and one from the info booth. And I said, but the show starts in like 10 minutes. Is it full? He goes, no, it's not even half full. And I said, well, can you make an exception this one time? Because we didn't know anything about it. And we're here once a week. Now, given we're not handicapped, so we've never asked.
Right.
But when we walked in the park with the wheelchair, Julie, nothing was said. Nothing was handed to us. And upon further review, this has happened to a lot of people. So they would not let us in. So there was a lead there, and they wear blue shirts. And if you've seen them, different locations around the park. And I just asked the lead, I said, hey, can we make an exception this time? There's no one in line now, and it's half full, and we'd really like to see the show because we're not going to stay till 5:30. Right. She said, no exceptions, period. And I said, gosh, that seems, can you just now that we know, we'll never, now we know what to do, but no one handed us anything or gave us any information. I said, well, can we go up the ramp then, at least, to watch the show? She said, yeah, go ahead. So we went all the way up the ramp, pushing the wheelchair, by the way, which, Julie's mom is not huge, but she's not, did it.
I think just going up the hill with a wheelchair for anyone is going to be difficult. So we got up there, and the attendant there was so nice.
He was really a nice guy, super great associate. Shout out, I want to say his name was Tim. Was it Tim or?
He was awesome.
I don't know. He was great. He goes, what are you guys up here for? And I said, well, she wouldn't let us in down there, and we were going to miss the show. So she said we could go up the ramp. And I said, is there an elevator up here or something? Because really, and many times we've been in that theater, I've never paid attention to that. He goes, no, you need to go back down. You can't go in this way. I said, but she just said to go up the ramp. So I said, is there I said, can we talk to somebody else? He goes, yeah, this isn't right. Let me talk to, her name was Trish. She was one of the managers. I guess she's above the lead. And he came back 2 minutes later and said, go back down, they're going to let you in. So we went back down.
Pushed her back down.
Pushed her back down.
Yeah.
We get there. And the lead who was there, Trish wasn't right there. And she basically was probably, I worked at Knott's. I don't know if I've had a ruder employee in the 30 years plus. Actually, I've been going to Knott's since I was 10. So in 40 years of going to Knott's. And I said to her, and Trish came out and she said, I got spots for you. And I said, thank you so much. It was maybe half full.
Yeah.
It wasn't full.
No.
And the associate, I'm not going to go into it, but she was just really rude to me. I said, hey, we're not mad. We just wanted to see the show. And she was just not having it. And I said, wow, you're going to talk to me that way? That's just not, it's Thanksgiving. You know, you don't have to do that. Yeah. And then the manager, Trish, came over and she pulled me aside and I said, listen, I don't want to make a big deal. It's over now. We're here. We just want to enjoy the show. And, her response was, well, she said she never told you to go up the ramp, which is why would we walk up a ramp? But
right.
And in front of me, she said to the other employees, you were just doing your job. They're just really difficult. And, the thing is we're Knott's vloggers.
We're not difficult. We love Knott.
We support Knott. We how many employees we love at Knott. And the reason we're making this video is to tell you, if you're handicapped or if you're bringing somebody who's handicapped, you don't walk in the gate and they say, hey, you need an ADA pass to go on, or whatever they call it, a special needs assistance pass,
right.
To go on a ride or go to a show. And this, after the weekend, we talked to several people, and our Knott's page is Knott's Then and Now, and some of the other Knott's Facebook pages. And this is a problem. People have been having this problem this year where they wait in line with a handicapped person and they get to the front and they're turned away.
Right.
And we don't think that's right.
No.
So everyone has their opinion, and if you don't agree with us, that's okay. I mean, but we feel like when you walk in the gate with a handicapped person, they should say, or give you a paper and say, if you're going to go on any show, if you're going to see any shows, or if you're going to go on any rides, you need a special needs pass, special assistance pass. Mm-hmm. And we had no idea. And we're not the only ones this happened to. And I guess the rules of what we've read have been around for a couple years, but it wasn't enforced because we went last year, other people went last year. We went this year and walked in the bottom. We're not even handicapped.
Right.
So, but what really I think bothered us the most was she sent us up a ramp with a wheelchair, and then the guy sent us back down a ramp. And then she had the nerve to be absolutely, completely out of line rude with me and Julie. And her mom just wanted to see the show. And we just feel like we're rule followers. We follow every rule at Knott's. And we just think that they should tell people when they walk in the gate, if you're in a wheelchair, just say, hey, here's a little piece of paper that explains how are you supposed to know?
Yeah.
And, the arguments come up, well, you should read the website, you should do this, you should do that. But people just don't do that all the time. And our point in making this video is, if you're going with somebody who's handicapped or you're handicapped, know that you need this special assistance pass, or you're not going to get into a ride, apparently, a show, and you could wait the whole time. And people waited over an hour to get in the Snoopy show and were turned away.
Right.
And I don't think that's right. I think they should say, I'm sorry you didn't know. We'll let you in this time, but in the future, you have to get this pass. That's right. All that needed to happen. But, there's so many great employees at Knott's, but this particular one, it's like she had a personal vendetta. And even after the manager let us in, she still wanted to get the last word in with me. And I just took objection to that. So, Julie, I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, I think, number one, there's varying ages of employees at Knott's. We know lots of different employees, all different ages. She was younger, so maybe she just needs more training, and that's fine. But you need to be respectful of people. Regardless if we have a channel, that doesn't matter. We just wanted to take my mom on Thanksgiving, and like Vince said, all you have to say is, you know what? You really need to have the ADA pass or special assistance, whatever they call it. But, so we're going to let you in this time, and then next time just know that you have to have that. It's all about information. I think if Knott's were to give the information upon entering the gate...
Just a little piece of paper.
It could be a little slip of paper.
Yeah, that they give you when you see you coming in a wheelchair. Yeah. Not everyone has annual passes either. Sometimes it's the first time they're coming.
That's true. So they would have no idea.
But here's two people who are Knott's vloggers who go once a week, sometimes 3 times a week, and we had no idea. We're not handicapped, but we had no idea.
No, we had no idea. And like you said, information is key.
Absolutely.
So you just need to communicate. Communicate this to your employees, but also communicate to your employees, like, hey... sometimes it's a little bit of grace. And I think especially on Thanksgiving, on a holiday.
With a half-full theater, by the way.
Right. And we want my mom to come in and see the Snoopy on Ice. She hadn't seen it.
Yep.
And that was the whole goal. We had a great day. But, her attitude was just really lacking. And I think it has to do with training. And
sometimes, too, employees want to win. And it's not a win situation. No. It's not like, you have rules. And you need to enforce the rules. I understand that.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to have, you have to take case by case because not every case is the same.
Yeah.
It wasn't like there was a 2-hour line behind us. There was no line when we got up there.
No.
We were the last ones there. So there was no one there. The show was going to start in 10 minutes. And it was a half full theater. And then to make us go up a ramp, come back down, and then to still have the attitude and still be nasty to me, it was a little, I think that's the first time ever that I've really been disappointed in a Knott's employee, like serious disappointed to say, you know, and you're just going to, I'm sure we'll get comments on this saying, well, those are the rules and you got to follow the rules, and if people don't follow the rules, we understand all that.
We get that, totally get
but
that.
You still have to communicate the rules to people. We can't read people's minds. And not everyone, you know, goes on the website and goes into detail about handicapped stuff. Her mom, this is her second visit this year. She doesn't go a lot. It's not like we're there all the time with her. But we've read the threads the last several weeks, and I saw them. And then when this happened to us, it was like, wow, there's just no black. It's just very black and white. There's no sympathy, no empathy. So I'm sure we'll have people who don't agree with this video, Julie, and that's fine.
And that's fine.
There's different opinions.
Yeah.
Just be respectful, and we'll be respectful. But this is our opinion, and we wanted to share this just to tell you that if you are disabled, or you're bringing someone who's disabled, and most people know someone who's disabled,
family member,
friend, whoever it may be. And you're going to go even on, you know, you're going to wait in line, or even if you go in, like, say, the mine ride, and you go in the exit, and there's a line there. When you get up to the front, the guy's going to say, do you have your certificate? We didn't know any of that.
No.
So it turned a really beautiful day of having lunch at Amber Waves. The brunch was fantastic. Going to some of our favorite booths, seeing some of our favorite employees, to her mom being really upset, saying, I don't want to cause problems, and being crying. And it just was not a good experience. So this is not to say, this video is not to just bag on Knott's. It's just to say, Knott's, if you're watching this is a suggestion, and we hope you'll take it, or at least consider it. The fact that when someone walks in with a wheelchair, please give them a little card, or have the employee tell them whatever is easier for. I think a card's better, that they just hand it to them,
sure,
so they don't waste all the time when people are trying to get in the park, and just say, hey, you know, this is what you have to do, because no one should go through what we went through, going up a ramp, then to just be sent back down a ramp, and then the employee still to be rude. Now, Trish was fantastic. She said, regardless of what happened, I completely apologize. And I don't know if it was Tim. I'm not sure what his name was. I'm sorry, but he was up at the top. And when we left, he was there too, and he saw us leaving. And he said, you know, I'm really, really sorry that happened to you and your mom. Please accept my apology too. So there was 2 fantastic employees there too. The employee who told us to go up the ramp, I apparently denied it to her manager too, and said I never told him to do that. And it just was a very not a cool thing.
It just wasn't necessary. I mean, here's the thing. It's all about information. And like Vince, he touched on, you know, there's people that are going to be coming from out of town. Maybe they've planned their trip for 6 months.
Yeah. And
they have someone who's disabled in a wheelchair. If they're not informed and they have a set schedule for the whole day, and they're trying to get everything in and see all the shows.
Well, they'll find out after the first time, but still.
Yeah, they will find out after the first time. But it would really be nice if all of the elements, you know, if they were just like given the card, hey, just so you know.
Especially waiting in line.
You need this.
I mean, we read one of the vlogs where, vlogs that on the Facebook page where this lady waited an hour.
Yeah.
In a line with her elderly father, and they did the same thing to her, and she just had to leave, to be turned away. And I think that, you know, that's a little bit rough. So, but again, we love Knott's Berry Farm. I hope you follow our channel, Vince the Hat Man. We just want kind of what's fair. And sometimes Knott's, you know, they do a lot of good things, but all of us could use improvement in things. Just like Disney. Disney's got so many things now too. Yeah. But hopefully they see this, and you know, I just hope this helps a family or anybody else who goes to know that this may happen, and now you can avoid it. So if you watch this video, I hope it helps.
Yes.
It's been 16 minutes now, which meant to be a 5-minute video. But we are passionate about Knott's. I grew up with Knott's, and I worked at Knott's. There's incredible employees at Knott's. And it has a big place in my heart, and I think Julie's now too.
Absolutely.
And it did put a little damper on the end of our day.
Yeah.
it was upsetting, and it's Thanksgiving, and we
Yeah.
just wanted to have
And
a
the
nice day.
holiday season is just starting. So, it goes until January 8th.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of people that are coming to see that Snoopy on Ice show,
Yes.
as they do every year.
Every year.
So
It's
we
only
wanted
going
to
to get busier too.
We wanted put this video out just so that maybe, right now, if you're going to Knott's next week or tomorrow, that you could look at it and go, oh, I need to check with the guest services right when I come in. So.
Yeah. So we're gonna put this video out on as many places that YouTube obviously, but we'll put it on all the Facebook pages. Hopefully they allow the post. I don't feel like it's controversial. I hope you don't watching this. No. It's an informational video to say, hey, this is Knott's policy, and if you don't know it, now you know.
Yeah, be aware.
And if it saves anybody the heartache that we have, because no one wants an 85-year-old woman to be crying and upset and feel like she's, she felt bad for us because she said we broke the rules and it's my fault. You don't want that, or you don't want anybody to go through that.
Sure.
So just put out the information, Knott, please. Tell people that this is the policy, not after they get to the ride, to the end of the line, or to the end of the line of the shows. Let them know that you need this pass. And now we know, and we'll try to spread the word to as many people as possible.
Sure.
So that's it. Please follow our Facebook page, Knott's Then and Now, and comment about old things from Knott and new things from Knott. And these kind of situations, I think, help us all have a better experience when we go to the park.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so we hope that we see you in the park, and please come up, comment on this video. Just be respectful. Say, Vince, Julie, we understand, or Vince, Julie, we don't agree. And we're totally cool with that.
We're fine
Just
with
be
that.
respectful. I mean, I never delete a comment if it disagrees with us unless it's nasty, because we'll never be nasty with anybody, and we just want people to have a good experience. I mean, we love Knott's. We want you to, whoever goes to Knott's, watches our videos to say, hey, Vince the Hat Man and Julie recommended this, or gave us this little tip, and it made our day better.
Yeah.
So, okay, Jewel.
All right.
That's it. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And we hope to see you in the park. And if you do, make sure you say hi.
Yeah,
I'm always wearing a hat, and Julie most of the time's wearing a hat.
Most of the time, yes.
And if you've gotten this far to the end of this video, I own a hat company, and that's how I got the nickname Vince the Hat Man, and that's kind of how it started.
That's how it started.
That's why I call myself Vince the Hat Man. So I do have hair, just to show you, because most people think I'm bald. It's funny. So that's it. It's a 20-minute video. It's supposed to be 5, Julie. What happened?
Right? What happened?
Anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
So now you have information, and we hope it helps you.
And we'll see you in the park.
See you in the park.
Okay, Julie.
All
Thanks for
right.
watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.